If you saw the new gameplay trailer for The Sims 4 Lovestruck Expansion and found yourself confused on what is new and what isn't, you are not alone. So let's find out more by watching the official live stream, which I'll summarize for you as quickly as I can. We started out in Cass with a back tattoo and new tops and sleepy and fun time wear, including some furry representation. Or if you'd like to be more direct, catfishing, so you can show up as an actual catfish. They said that before there was not a possibility of choosing separate eyeliner and eyelashes, but this is now possible for all Sims, teen and older, and is coming to the base game with the expansion patch. The game's also getting a desperately needed option to apply specific types of clothing and accessories to all outfits. It works with accessories like glasses and eyeliner, but more importantly, it also works on shoes and clothing items. It's about time. They've also updated the relationship panel to use gender-neutral language like getting rid of fiancé for engaged, husband is now spouse, etc. You can also use the old boyfriend-girlfriend options, now labeled partner, to establish that type of relationship directly in Cass where it was only available through gameplay before. A Lovestruck expansion feature can also be set up here. Relationship dynamics. These describe a couple's relationship as steamy, strained, unpredictable, or wholesome. Base game players will also be able to set up preferences for romantic partners and what types of romantic actions trigger jealousy in that sim. So players can now make open relationships without Sims wigging out. It can be described as just physical intimacy like kissing and being okay or not okay with that, and also woohoo. You're also able to set if this Sim's boundaries can be changed by talking to them about it, like someone asking them for an open relationship. These will all default to yes. Romantic Explorer is a new aspiration in Lovestruck and will give you goals like to hug, kiss, or woohoo with other Sims. Paragon Partner is the other one, and they will want healthy boundaries but with multiple partners simultaneously. Two new traits are in the pack: romantically reserved, which makes Sims cautious about how they approach relationships and a bit shy about expressing romantic feeling without a friendship established. They get skill boosts in logic and writing. Love bugs just want romance, it seems. While romantic Sims have a better chance at romantic socials, these Sims build romance relationships faster. So you could benefit from both. They have a bit harder time maintaining romantic satisfaction, and this is going to be talked about a bit later. Lovestruck features a new attraction system, which is set up next to the likes and dislikes system. You can choose physical attributes your sim likes or not, such as hair color. Also, personality types of attraction like what skills Sims use, traits, or wealth. The last category is how the Sims approach romance or romance styles, such as whether they're into giving gifts, showing affection, flirting, physical intimacy, or woohoo. Now they showed off the new world of Ciudad Enamorada. They had a few Mexican Sims builders handle the lots in this new world. They first went into the more modern of the three new neighborhoods. It's got a mural, fountain, and some market stalls. Woo. Now we're finally getting into the attraction system. Sims will gravitate more towards Sims they are attracted to and have an easier time performing romantic interactions on those Sims. I almost made a reaction to the trailer for this pack and wanted to point out that to be good, this effect needs to be pretty strong. I hope they didn't make it low impact. I want some Sims to find me despicable and hate me and want nothing to do with me. Their Sim asks another, Diego, who she is in a relationship with, how attracted he is to her. And they named this Ask for Attraction Level. Okay, that's a great way to start a conversation with someone you're hitting on, isn't it? Salutations, fellow human. May I inquire as to your present attraction level to me? Anyway, so you can ask Sims what they think of you, and he didn't like something about her. In fact, he seems to like nothing about his own girlfriend. Now they went into the relationship panel to show how all this looks on the other Sim. You get their turn-ons and turn-offs and traits as before, but also their romantic satisfaction with you at the bottom. They now described how romantic satisfaction works. Both Sims have their own opinion on the relationship. This system sounds like it will matter. If you do things a Sim doesn't like, their romantic satisfaction will drop. This sounds like Sims who don't want gifts or flirting are really going to hate it if you do these things, and their romantic satisfaction will fall. On the other hand, doing things they like will raise it, and it should decline over time. The combined scores of the two Sims determine how quickly the romance meter will deplete. So if you use this pack, you will have to actually work a bit more to maintain romance between your Sims. But here's the weird thing. Diego doesn't like gifts. She gives him one. His romance meter goes up, but he loses romantic satisfaction. I guess this is one of those cases where it was the thought that counted. And while this counts as keeping romance up, his satisfaction is falling. But it's kind of strange. Now Diego goes up to Bella Goth with a big flirty social. This triggers Luciana's jealousy. Look, Sims developers, if you guys watch me summarize this, please focus the camera on the Sims you're talking about. Luciana's jealousy is over here and barely visible. A lot of this stream is bird's eye view, but you're supposed to be showing off new features. From someone who's done this for years, please consider this as good feedback for your future work. Anyway, jealousy, when triggered, will cause Sims to lose a bunch of romantic satisfaction. This can lead to breakup and divorce. You'll be warned multiple times before this happens. If this sounds bad, know that it's possible to completely neuter this system by disabling this feature in gameplay options. I think that's wise because some of this is going to be aggravating to some players and you might just want the other new stuff. Luciana and Diego break up, and apparently you can now die of a broken heart. Fun fact, Sims 4 at launch didn't have a sadness death because of the very dark implications of that emotion leading to death. I have to wonder if you require the broken heart moodlet to have sadness lead to that new death type because of the implication. Now, they got into the other new neighborhood, more of a rustic look here, I guess you would say. It's explicitly an older neighborhood. There's a new motel you can visit to have a little fun with new partners or your affair with Mort Goth. Next up was talk about the new romance skill that is coming in this pack. Sims 4 base game almost had a woohoo skill, so I'm glad that this is making a return. It just makes sense you'd grow in this particular area. Almost all romantic interactions will build the new skill. There's a new scan the room interaction Sims with high romance can use to identify potential partners. She can also use the aura of flirtiness to make other Sims flirty, which is going to impact romantic interaction success rates. Man, we sure got a lot of emotional auras in this game. They said there are new interactions and thus sorely needed romantic animations. The game's needed these since launch, and its catalog is just abysmal compared to previous titles. So this is a good thing, you're just paying for it. New kiss types, they said, but didn't really show. I hope it's not all over the top stuff like this thing. We now move on to Cupid's Corner, the new dating app. For young adults and up, you can do this on phone or computer. You can choose how your Sim describes themselves, but it's just the traits you have, apparently. It is cool that you can take a selfie and this appears on the profile. They said how these turn out is based on photography skill. Sims in your world or even from the gallery can appear as matches for you. The gallery being used for this is objectively brilliant and something I wish they would make a lot more use of. At any time, you are able to refresh the matches and also save up to 15 Sims. When you go on a date, you're required to select at minimum 3 activities, which I feel is not a good decision. However, you can probably get by selecting socialize, be friendly, be romantic, and something else like drinks to get around this. Dating is not really improved here, though at least you get to pick the activities. What I mean is, it's still picking randomly from a pool of possibilities, and if you fulfill enough, you'll get a better score for the date. I just didn't like the randomness of it. When you ask a sim about their preferences, you get spit out a big list. I'd like if you learned things about sims over time, and I doubt I'm alone in that. You can also tell a sim about yourself, and this tells you whether they like you or not. Look, I don't want to go on a rant, but I seriously hope Cupid's Corner matches you with imperfect Sims. Like maybe a couple things in common, but not enough for a relationship. I'd rather try to find someone that is a good fit than be given one immediately. What are your thoughts on that, people? Also, this dating thing. I want to be asked on dates. I really do. But the point being, I would like for the other sim to plan the date. Wouldn't that add a bit more variety if you were invited on a bad date by an incompatible sim? Something new you can do on these dates is change the venue or extend the date. I like the ask how it's going option. All this is done under the new date actions menu. So now we move on to the third neighborhood. They showed the Fountain of Dreams, where you can wish for others happiness or unhappiness if you prefer. You can also steal money from it, of course. Some of the builds in this pack are really nice. Glad they give Sims creators the opportunity to contribute in this area. When they ask this sim his preferences, they're all the default options. I hope this is not the case for every single sim in the pack. Maybe Sims off the gallery could maintain whatever the player set up, but you'd need to pull from the gallery to get something interesting. There is also a new gameplay object that offers like 6 different board games. One of them rather risque and about woohoo. It apparently teaches you what Sims like in the bedroom. There's also a closet here you can use to woohoo. You know, I just realized I haven't ever been able to woohoo with myself in a closet. Why can't we do that? Oh. At random, they decided to nix Diego from the relationship panel. You can now hide relationships. It doesn't remove them, just hides them. That's a great idea given how slow that panel can be for some people. They also showed some of the new sitting intimate activities, and Mateo here actually asked to go back to Luciana's place. I wonder what that means. Scrabble, maybe? The heartbed is back and has a vibration function that actually changes the voices of Sims, which is just hilarious, but I wish they would have let us hear it. Cuddling in bed is now possible. I want more couch animations and hope there is a lot more than shown here. They had the Sims do regular base game woohoo with the new rug in the other room. Come on, guys. Now they went into build by showing off the romantic blanket, new pool trims, curved pools are a thing too now. There's a new sliding shower door that lets you put in as many shower heads as you like. Nice for builders. New posters and decals. I'm not going to point out everything here, just various new decor, including the new woohoo closet. You can now collect axolotls or use this nice little axolotl sculpture. Evidently, you can breed them too. The real ones, not the sculptures. I like the new Mexican paintings here. New wall swatches, the heart beds and their swatches, the new neon wall lights. They've also got bed canopies they said will fit on many of the game's beds. I have little to say about some of this. I'm sure you could see why I don't do build buy videos. They didn't go over the new romance consultant career that I saw, but it is probably a rabbit hole with a few new interactions if they are not going to show that off. It's probably going to let you pick Sims to hook up together and maybe get them dating. This is just speculation on my part. Overall, the pack to me feels pretty light. You can't just say, oh, it has a world, as some people were doing. We haven't had a game pack in like 2 years, so it's fair to say some of the recent content probably should have been a game pack, as the community likes to say. Anyway, I'm working on re-releasing my Wedding Stories Reloaded, so support me on Patreon if you'd like to get that. I just wanted to catch up on the news and thought a summary would help some of y'all. Goodbye.